Good evening. We're back with more Marvel Champions, and this evening will be a hero spotlight for Captain America. So, we need a little context on Captain America because when he was originally released, his kit was stronger than the core set heroes. Without exception, he was the best hero in the game at that point. But how does he stack up compared to all of the heroes that have been released now? Well, what are we looking for with a hero? If we're playing on high difficulty, we're looking for two things. We're looking for resource generation, and we're looking for the single turn damage potential. And the reason we're looking for single turn damage potential is that on high difficulty, expert difficulty, or higher, many of the bosses have retaliate, and so if a hero deals a lot of consistent damage over time, that retaliate is brutal. It's brutal on your allies if you rely on your allies for damage. It's brutal on your hero if you rely on a lot of small attacks. And one of Captain America's biggest selling points is the ability to ready himself. Using his hero power, by discarding a card, you can ready yourself. Well, that enables him to do a lot of attacks, but that retaliate damage can really stack up when you're playing on high difficulty, and that can become a problem. Captain America's resource generation, he uses Super Soldier Serum. S plus tier resource generation means 3 or 4, the potential for turns with 3 or 4 extra resources. If we're talking about a hero like Star-Lord, that means Star-Lord's helmet potentially drawing 3 additional cards, Star-Lord's hero power providing a discount of 3. If we're talking about Vision, we're talking about Bring It, which draws 10 or 11 extra cards per round. Those are the two heroes that we've spotlighted so far that have the capability of defeating all of the scenarios in the game on expert difficulty. Those are the only two heroes that we've spotlighted so far that have that capability. If we compare Captain America to a hero like Ant-Man, Ant-Man uses Ant-Man's helmet, and he also uses Pym particles and resize to draw cards, which results in modest resource generation. Captain America can't match that. His resource generation is really just a step above the standard. The standard would be like 1 resource generating card, 1 or 2. And that's all Captain America has, and his burst damage potential, or his single turn damage potential, is pretty low because his highest damage card is 6 damage. We're looking for at least 8, preferably more. And he compensates for that by being able to stun, but the problem is some of the bosses have Stalwart or Steady, and the value of stuns is greatly reduced. To put a hero in the S tier, we're talking about heroes that can defeat all the content, and that means heroes that, or well, at least for the S plus tier, S tier heroes are heroes that can defeat most of the content, but not all. Captain America is going to struggle against any hero that brings a lot to the table, a lot of allies like a mutagen formula, or extra encounter cards like Magneto or Ronin. And he's also going to struggle against Retaliate, and he's going to struggle against Stalwart or Steady. That's a lot of things that he's going to struggle against, so he's not going to get any higher in the rankings than the B plus tier, where he will join heroes like Scarlet Witch or Cyclops because of those limitations. That may come as a surprise to some players to hear that opinion, because I think Captain America is very highly thought of because at the time that he was released, he was better than any of the other heroes that were available by a lot, and he enabled players to, at that time, play content on higher difficulties than they had previously been able to do. But at that time, we hadn't seen the release of any of the ultra difficult scenarios. Those would be Magneto, Venom Goblin, and Ronin. And upon the release of those scenarios, Captain America did not look very mighty at all. Though he did, compared to when played on the core set heroes or the Rise of the Red Skull expansion, in those scenarios he was quite good. And he is still quite good on many modest difficulty scenarios, which is why he goes in the B+ tier. He's well above average. He just isn't going to get into the A, S, or S+ tier. In my playtesting, he did well against Rhino and Absorbing Man on Heroic 1, but was not able to advance any further than that. But we're going to play him against Zola on Expert difficulty, and this will be a good demonstration of his abilities. Zola is a tough opponent who comes with Retaliate starting in Stage 2 when you play him on Expert. We'll play this leadership deck, so let's get started. Here we go. If we win, we'll move on. If we lose, we'll still move on. But if we win, we might try something even a little harder. So we've got this set up. This is a tough scenario. Let's go ahead and draw 6. Do need to note that, talking about Captain America's resource generation, he does have the ability to reduce the cost of the first ally played each round. It's tough to take good advantage of that because we don't like to flip to alter ego too much playing solo. I don't usually keep band together in the opening hand, nor do we want Heroic Strike. So we'll draw 2 more. Okay, not a great opening hand. We'll use Captain America's discount, Steve Rogers' discount, to play Stinger for free. Actually can't do that because play only if your identity has the Avenger trait. So we don't have an ally we can play with the discount. We do use his stud-up ability, though, to grab his shield. It's always a struggle, remember that. And we'll go Heroic and Fearless to play Super Soldier Serum. We'll use Regroup to play Stinger. And the Super Soldier Serum to play Captain America's Shield. We'll go ahead and remove the toughness from this enemy, and we'll thwart for 2 and take out test subjects. And we have to discard until we find a minion and reveal that minion. Berserk Mutate, which has Quick Strike for 2, and it does take 1 Retaliate in return. And then we'll draw 4. I could Shield Block, ready up, and take out the Mutate, and I may want to do that. I think I will do that. We'll ready up and dispatch the Mutate, and then we'll draw 5. So here we go. 1 threat, 1 test counter, 1 attack from Zola, which will go on Stinger. Though you could make a case for it going on Captain America with the shield block. But I think we'll have it go on Stinger. Shuffle Zola's Mutate into the encounter deck. That card is a terror. And then the Bioservant will do 1 damage. And we have 1 encounter card, which will be Concussion Blasters. Well, I think we're going to Shield Toss here. Discard 1 card, Shield Toss, bring Captain America's shield back, deal 4 damage to the Bioservant. We'll go... Let's go 1-2 for Ironheart and draw a card. And we'll use the Super Soldier Serum for Captain America's shield. I forgot to do the hero-specific ally thing. So that should be +3 and have Agent Carter, or no, Agent 32, is it? Agent 13 underneath as a prisoner. And And so we'll have Captain America thwart for 2 there. Ready him, thwart for 2. Return Agent 13 to hand. Actually, don't know that I want to do that right now. I'm going to leave 2 there. Because she'll take up a slot in my hand right now, whereas if I do that next turn, I can draw. So instead, let's attack Zola for 2 and take 1 damage. So Go All Out is an attempt to help Captain America deal with retaliates by giving him more burst damage. We'll use Ironheart to thwart for 1, and then we'll draw 5. So we got 1 threat, and we got 1 test counter. We got 1 attack. And 1 encounter card, which will be Assault. So Captain America will tank this one. It's for 6, so 1, 2, 3. The shield gives +1, and retaliate 1. So our health is getting into problem territory. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4 for Nick Fury and draw 3. We can go ahead and thwart for 2 and bring Agent 13 into hand. At least use her as a resource if nothing else. And we'll go 5 and play Captain Marvel. Discard 3. 4, I mean. No lightning resources, so no damage. We'll do 3 damage, taking 1 extra damage because of the retaliate. And then we'll draw 5. Retaliate is quite brutal on ally heavy decks like Captain America. So there is the 3rd test counter, so we discard until we find a minion. As long as it's not a mutate. The attack is going to go on Nick Fury. And then we have 1 encounter card, which will be Technological Enhancements with Insight 1 and 1 test counter. Not so bad, really. So let's go 1, 2, 3 for White Tiger and draw 2 cards. We can go 1, 2, 3, 4 for Beast. And we'll grab a resource card, which I don't really need. So we'll go remove the toughness and use Captain America, ready him, use him again, take out the Bioservant. No, we'll use Beast for one of those, and then use Captain America to attack the boss, take the retaliate damage, and we'll draw 4. Getting pretty close to needing to go into Alter Ego. This is what typically happens against retaliate opponents with a non-bursty hero like Captain America. So it's going to go on White Tiger. Shuffle Zola's mutate into the encounter deck. And 1 encounter card, which will be Assault. I think we'll take it on Captain America. So it's for 3, 4, 5. Nearly kills him, but we survive. So we can go thwart for 2. Rapid response. Captain Marvel is defeated, so we'll bring her back with rapid response. Discard 4. There's only 1. Don't think we get to keep going, though I'm not 100% sure about that. So we'll play another rapid response using those 2. we'll put Zola into phase 2. Search the encounter deck and discard pile for a minion and reveal it. And this is probably the mildest one. And then when Captain Marvel's defeated again, we can use the rapid response, discard 4. No lightning resources this game. Let's thwart for 2. Let's go ahead and flip to Alter Ego and draw 5. Need to get some healing so we can do things like Heroic Strike without dying. We need to go find a minion now. Mutate, no quick strike since we're in Alter Ego. And then we have a scheme for 3, 4, 5. And that'll advance the main scheme. And means we have to search for another minion, so we're starting to get overwhelmed here. We can grab the mutate though, because its quick strike doesn't go off. And then we're going to have 2 encounter cards attached to the minion with the most HP remaining. Gives it +2/+2 and +2 hit points. And then a defensive programming, so now it gets guard, and now we can't burst the boss down. We'll heal. We'll go 1 resource. Well, 1 resource for Ironheart, and we'll draw a card. Another band together. Oof. Well, let's go Fearless Determination and draw a card. I just want to cycle it. Okay, go all out. So let's say I go remove the toughness. This enemy has 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 HP. Could discard to ready Captain America and deal 6 with go all out. Go all out for 6. 7, 8. And then I can go band together for Heroic Strike. Add a stun and take 1 damage. Then I have 5 damage remaining, so if that defensive programming can come out, I would have had lethal damage right here. As it is, we'll just have to hope that we survive. I'll go ahead and use Captain Marvel to take out one of these mutates. And we'll hope we draw into lethal. So the go all out served its purpose. Oh wait, I forgot. Captain America should have been exhausted when I used go all out. So I'd have to use Captain Marvel to finish off the mutate there. And that'll leave one of these guys on the table. So 1 threat, 1 test counter, remove stun, 2 attacks for 2. Captain America can defend against one of them. And the other one will deal 2 damage to him. And then we have 1 encounter card. Actually, it will shield block one of them. So we save the HP. Zola attacks you. You are stunned. Okay. At least it doesn't add a test counter. Well, we don't have the damage to finish off the boss. Let's use Collude to look at the top 5. And grab an event. So we can grab Heroic Strike. If we're ready to get rid of the stun, though, we're not going to have the resources to play Heroic Strike. And so I think I'm going to have to ready up, and use Fearless Determination, draw a card, get that out, go ahead and thwart. We'll flip to Alter Ego and draw 5. That should be lethal if we survive here. Zola schemes for 3/4. Mutates don't scheme. One encounter card, it's Shadow of the Past. Zemo with Quick Strike, which doesn't go off. Hit squad. Take 1 damage for each boost icon discarded. That's going to be 1. Not bad. Could have died there. Alrighty. Think we'll need to heal. We can flip. We can go ready up, get that stun off. Go 1. 2, 3 for 6 damage. Add a stun, but we don't have enough to finish off the boss. Short by 1 damage. And I don't think we survive another turn. Let's rewind and see if there's another solution. So while we're in hero form, do we need to heal? First question. Let's say we don't heal. Instead, yeah, if we don't heal, we're fine. Because we can remove the stun. Well, first, in Captain America form, let's use Super Soldier Serum. Play Maria Hill and draw a card. She gets a discount of 1. Then we can flip. Remove the stun. We'll ready up. We'll go 1, 2, 3 for Heroic Strike. Add a stun. Deal 2. No, can't deal 2. Because I took 1 retaliate for the Heroic Strike. But I can go 1, 2, 3, and 4. Kills all these allies, but finishes off the boss. Well, with a margin this thin, any kind of mistake that I made in this game probably killed me. But I think it does do a good job of showing what Captain America can do and what Captain America can't do. And what he can't do is have his health be whittled down over the course of the game by retaliates. I like Go All Out in this deck. I think he really needs it to provide at least one more, at least small burst damage card. It's only for 6 and you have to exhaust to use it, but it helps a little bit with the retaliates. And a little bit's always looking for to get around some of these expert difficulty scenarios with retaliate. Zola is a relatively modest difficulty scenario, which Captain America is able to do, but just barely. This is about his ceiling when it comes to how high of a difficulty he can play at. He just doesn't generate resources well enough to deal with a lot of minions or side quests on the board. And he doesn't have the burst damage to deal with retaliate. And if you don't get the stuns from Heroic Strike because the boss has steady or stalwart, then he's in a rough spot. Let's move on, and we're going to play against Crossbones on Heroic 1 difficulty and see how we do. Here we go. drop band together, fearless determination, heroic strike. Okay, so we'll use 1, 2, 3 resources and play Nick Fury using Steve Rogers' discount, and we'll draw 3. We'll go 1, 2, 3 for White Tiger and draw 2, and then 1, 2 for Maria Hill, and all that time the Captain America shield should be in hand. It's not going to get used for anything, but it'll take up a slot. We can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage, draw 4. So 1 threat, 1 attack from Crossbones, which will go on Nick Fury. First we need the machine gun for 1. Then the attack. Oh, we also need an experimental weapons card. Exosuit, okay. So we're playing on Heroic 1 difficulty. 2 encounter cards. Legions of Hydra, that's going to be a loss. Even very good heroes may lose when you get Legions of Hydra early against Crossbones on Heroic 1. Do have a shield toss though. So we can go Captain America's shield and shield toss for 2. 4 damage to each enemy. Takes out the soldier. She can't take damage while Legions of Hydra is in play, so we'll go 1, 2, 3, take that out, then we'll do the shield toss. And then we'll do White Tiger to take out Madam Hydra. And we'll draw 5. So we're in a rough spot here. Even though we cleared the board, we can't deal with this attachment. So that was a net win in terms of trading for the boss. 1 threat, 1 attack, which will defend. So machine gun first for 0, that's good. It helps out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so 2 damage. 1 retaliate back. 2 encounter cards. We got Hydra Soldier. We got Crossbones Armor. Well, use Steve's apartment for Stinger. We'll ready up. We'll use Go All Out. Did I actually use a lightning resource for Go All Out in the last game? I may not have. I may have missed that. Anyway, we'll use Go All Out to get rid of the Hydra Soldier. Warp for 1 and draw 5. So this will illustrate very well what happens in high difficulty games like this. We simply can't generate the resources to deal with stuff that the villain's going to bring into the table. So he's going to ramp faster than we are. Have the attack go on Stinger. We got 3 encounter cards. Full auto, so we discard 1, 2, 3, 4. Take indirect damage for each boost icon. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hydra Sidearm. Hydra Bomber. It's either 1 threat or 2 damage. I'm going to have to do 1 threat, I think. It's going to bring in an experimental weapon. Power Gauntlets. Got no allies. I think the game is over. Super Soldier Serum. Rapid Response. We can keep, I don't know, Triskelion. We could go 1, 2, ready up, thwart, flip to alter ego, draw 6. Still no allies. I play a lot of allies in this deck. Villain's gonna thwart for 1, 2, 3, 4. That was lucky, so no advancement. Oh, but now he does. So we're into phase 3. With another experimental weapon that adds retaliate. Hard as nails, give a tough status card. We have no options here, really. Well, that's going to take lightning science to get rid of. I don't even have a lightning resource. Can heal. Flip. We can go all out and ready up. Remove the toughness. Take 1 damage from the retaliate. 3 for heroic strike. Put the boss into phase 3. Stun him and add a retaliate. And the last experimental weapon card. Just discard the regroups. Draw 4. So 1 threat. Remove stun. 2 encounter cards. Gang up. Well, he attacks. You don't need to defend. If this card resolves during an undefended attack, discard a support. I don't have any supports. I'll shield block, and he takes 1 retaliate. Hard as nails, that's a toughness. We're not dead yet. Band together is useless in this scenario, unfortunately. We can go 2, 3 for Agent 13. Remove 2. Remove toughness. 1, 2. Take 1 damage. Ready up. 1, 2, take 1 damage. So if we actually had any more resources and could get out Captain Marvel, we might have had a fighting chance. I think I was supposed to discard 1 card from my hand, though. Oh, after he attacks and damage is used. Never mind. It's an extra encounter card. Can we survive this turn? Combat knife. Add it to the list of his weapons. Shadow of the past. Zola's gonna have quick strike. Or Zemo, I mean. Wait, where's the side scheme at? Oh, there it is. So we have to discard and take 1 damage for each boost icon. It's 1. Okay, we're still not dead. Zemo will have to defend his attack, give him 1 retaliate. Hydra Soldier, that's going to ruin any chance we got. Well, gonna cycle. It's Captain Marvel. I could get her out, deal some damage to the Hydra Soldier. Not going to be enough to kill. Theoretically, though, if the Hydra Soldier hadn't come, say I played Captain Marvel and there was no Hydra Soldier, I could go, I would discard 4, so I'm conceding at this point, if that's not clear, because well, actually, can I do anything to survive? I'm going to save the game at this point and reload it just because I'm curious. If the Hydra Soldier hadn't come, if I could have won somehow using Captain Marvel, but let me save the game. Alright, so we'll continue because I don't think I'm 100% dead yet. Go 1, 2, 3 for White Tiger and draw 2. So I didn't use that yet. We can go 1, 2, 3, 4 for Nick Fury. And draw 3 or use the 4 to take out the Hydra Soldier. Use the 4 to take out the Hydra soldier. I could attack, take 2 damage. I think I'm going to do that. Deal 4 damage to the Hydra soldier. We'll leave White Tiger's action available and we'll draw 5. If I live through this turn, I think I maybe can win. The attack will go on Nick Fury. We'll rapid response him back in and deal 4 damage to Baron Zemo. So he can't attack. At least I think that's what we're going to do. Or do I need to deal 4 to the boss? I think I need to leave Zemo and deal 4 to the boss. And then we'll have Zemo attack Captain America, take 1 retaliate. Hydra Bomber, 1 threat. Hail Hydra, that's going to bring in another Hydra Bomber. Oh wait, no. Each Hydra minion engaged with a hero makes an attack against that hero. Which means we're going to have Nick and Baron Zemo defend, or and White Tiger defend. Well, we could have Nick defend, and then shield block for the other one. Raid the armory, insight 1, and that's going to end the game. We would have been able to end the game if that didn't happen. No, how could we end the game? Because we can't go, well, we can go all out, because, yeah, so we would have won if that raid the armory didn't happen. Or the insight 1, if that was another card. Let's see what the next card was. Hydra Soldier. Could we win with that? Deal 2, ready up Captain America. Deal 2. And then 1-2 for go all out. Nope, because I have to be ready for that. So, no, couldn't win with Hydra Soldier. Could we win with whatever the next card is? Legions of Hydra. Yeah, that's fine. Adam Hydra doesn't have guard, so it's close, but you can use this to get a good idea of what Captain America is capable of, in my opinion, and what he's not capable of. He clearly cannot generate resources enough to deal with the amount of attachments and minions that bosses tend to bring to the table on Heroic 1 difficulty, and sometimes on Expert depending on the boss. He struggles to deal with retaliates, but it is possible on Expert, at least with the milder scenarios, perhaps not with the Venom Goblin or sometimes Magneto. He's going to struggle if he can't stun the boss, though I don't think we stunned Crossbones this round. But anyway, despite the fact that he was very, very strong when he first came out, we hadn't seen the very high difficult scenarios at that point, and when they did come around. And Captain America, well, he hasn't really gotten that much better since his release. And he has been, since then, overshadowed by better heroes to come, such as Doctor Strange, Star-Lord, Vision, Spider-Ham, and so on. So he's going to go in the B+ tier for me, with Scarlet Witch, Cyclops. Better than heroes who spotlighted like Nebula or Rogue. Not quite as good as heroes like Captain Marvel, SBDR, so forth. So, thank you for watching.